Good evening, students. Welcome to our lecture of economics, NCRT students. Yesterday we had seen factors of production and we had started with the first factor, that is land. We had covered 2 points. That first is land is fixed, and second was how to grow more crops on a single piece of land. Now the third point is, will the land sustain? Sustain means, will it be durable or it will stay for a long time? We can grow crops for a longer time. It is a question mark. So will it sustain? Land being a natural resource, it is necessary to be careful in its use. We cannot increase the land, but surely we can increase the productivity that we have seen. Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. But due to modern technique methods, fertilizers, and pesticides and everything, and for more production, the land has been overused. That the scientific reports have also indicated. In many areas, green revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. Due to use of chemical fertilizers, previously traditional fertilizers, cow dung and everything was used, but nowadays chemical fertilizers are used. So the land has lost its fertility due to green revolution for more production. Also, continuous use of groundwater for tube-well irrigation has led to the depletion of the water table. Previously, Persian wheels were used, so less water was taken out of the well. But now, as tube wells are used, more quantity of water is taken out of the well. So, the water level, ground level of wells and ground level water has decreased. Depletion means decreased. Environmental resources like soil fertility and groundwater are built up over years. They are not filled up instantly. It takes many years for the soil to retain its fertility and the groundwater to retain its level. In groundwater, we cannot fill it through hands. It is through natural resources, rain and everything, that the groundwater is filled. And nowadays, you can see concrete roads, cement roads, tar roads are there. Previously there were natural roads of mud, means kacha road we can say were there. So the rainwater used to seep in the ground easily, but nowadays it is very difficult for the water to seep in the ground. So groundwater cannot increase. It takes over years. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. We must take care of the environment to ensure future development of agriculture. Suggested activity is there. After reading the following reports from newspapers and magazines, write a letter to the agriculture minister in your own words telling him how the use of chemical fertilizers can be harmful. You have to just remember how it is harmful. No need to write to the agriculture minister, but you have to just understand the concept. The report is, chemical fertilizers provide minerals which dissolve in water and are immediately available to plants. This is the work of chemical fertilizers, that instantly they get dissolved in water and they reach the plants as food or supplement. But this may not be retained in the soil for long, but they do not remain for a longer time, means they are used up. They may escape from the soil and pollute groundwater. Now, from the soil, they may reach the groundwater, and as it is chemical, it will reach groundwater, rivers, and lakes, and thus pollute the drinking water also. Chemical fertilizers can also kill bacteria and other microorganisms in the soil. Bacteria and microorganisms in the soil, they are useful for productivity or soil fertility, and they are killed by these chemical fertilizers, strong chemical fertilizers. This means sometime after their use, the soil will be less fertile than ever before. The source is Down to Earth, New Delhi. The consumption of chemical fertilizers in Punjab is the highest in the country. The continuous use of chemical fertilizers has led to degradation of soil health. We have discussed earlier this point now. Punjab farmers are now forced to use more and more chemical fertilizers. To increase the fertility of the soil, they are now into trouble to use Now they are forced to use more and more chemical fertilizers for their productivity and cultivation and other inputs to achieve the same production level. This means cost of cultivation is rising very fast. Source: The Tribune, Chandigarh. Fourth point: how is land distributed between the farmers of Palanpur? You must have realized how important land is for farming. It is very important. Without land, farming cannot be done. Unfortunately, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation. But is there equal distribution of land for cultivation? You have studied and you know very well that it is not possible and it is not there. In Palampur, about one third of the 450 families are landless. One third, 30% of the families living in Palampur, they do not have any land. They are landless. That is 150 families almost. Most of them Dalits have no land for cultivation. Who are this one third? We have already seen they are Dalits or backward people. Of the remaining families who own land, 240 families cultivate small plots of land less than 2 hectares in size. For accountability or reasonability, we can say 2 hectares are minimum requirement for cultivation. So 240 families cultivate small plots of land. Now 150 they don't have land, and 240 they are having less than 2 hectares of land in size. Cultivation of such plots doesn't bring adequate income to the farmer's family. They cannot earn much. They can only earn means produce that much that can be used for themselves, but no extra income or surplus is there. Now how many families remain? 150 plus 240 over, so 390. Now only 60 families are remaining, those who are having more than 2 hectares of land, or big landlords we can say. In 1960, Gobind was a farmer with 2.25 hectares of largely unirrigated land. Largely unirrigated land, he is having 2 sufficient, we can say 2.25 hectares. With the help of his three sons, Gobind cultivated the land, and his three sons are also there to help him. They together cultivate the land, though they didn't live very comfortably, but with a your big family it is not comfortable, or the income is not much from that, so they are just able to, we can say, take out their dal roti from that. The family managed to feed itself with a little bit of extra income from one buffalo that the family possesses. They are having cattle, one buffalo, and they are able to live comfortably to feed itself with a little bit of extra income. Some years after Govind's death, this land was divided among his three sons. After the death of Govind, their father, the three children or the three sons divided the land. Now, if they divide, it is divided by 2.25 is divided by 3. Only 0.75 hectares in size is left with each of them. Even with improved irrigation and modern farming methods, this land is very less. We know at least 2 hectares is needed. Gobind's sons are not able to make a living from their land. Now they are not able to have their livelihood also from that. They have to look for additional work during part of the year. So they are forced to do additional work to keep themselves alive or sustain their lives. You can see the large number of small plots scattered around the village in the picture. Let us see the picture first. Distribution of cultivated land is given. You can see small partings are more, medium partings are greater than that, but very big partings are lesser in size. So, and the mostly the land is divided among the big farmers or big landlords, and small are not having much land, and middlemen are having lesser than that. So this is how the land is divided among the farmers, distributed the distribution of cultivated land. You can see the large number of small plots scattered around the village in the picture. So land is divided among many people. These are cultivated by the small farmers. On the other hand, more than half the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite large in size. Big lands are there. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers, as we had calculated earlier, who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers have land extending over 10 hectares or more. Those who are more than medium farmers or more than middle, they are the large farmers or large landlords, they have over 10 hectares or more. So this is how unequal distribution of land is shown. Now some pictures are given. Picture 1.6, work on the fields. Different types of work that is carried out on the fields. Wheat crop is grown, ploughing by bullocks traditional method is done, sowing of seeds is shown, then spraying of insecticides is shown, cultivation by traditional method, that is by bullock carts, the cultivation is done, ploughing is done, and cultivation by modern method and cutting of crops. These 6 items are shown in 6 different figures. Now let us discuss the above figure first. In the picture 1.5, which we saw earlier, distribution of cultivated land, can you shade the land cultivated by the small farmers? Why do so many families of farmers cultivate such small plots of land? The distribution of farmers in India and the amount of land they cultivate is given in graph 1.1 discussed in the classroom. Graph 1.1, it is just showing the above land of distribution. Now distribution of cultivated area and farmers. The purple color shows the medium and large farmers, they are only 15%, that is 60 families, but the cultivated area they are having, it is 55.4%. The people are less, the area cultivation is more. And against that, number of farmers shown in the other color, that is peach color, is 85% of farmers, but they are having only 44.6% of cultivated land. So there is a major unequal distribution of land we can see from this chart. Source is given Pocket Book of Agricultural Statistics 2017, State of Indian Agriculture 2017, Department of Agriculture, Cooperation, Farmers Welfare as per Agriculture Census 2010-11. What is census? You know, census, it is a calculation or data recorded every 10 years. Population census is also done. You can say population is counted of the country. Now in 2021, population census is going to be there. Would you agree that the distribution of cultivated land is unequal in Palampur? Yes, it is. Do you find a similar situation for India? Explain. Yes, there may be many situations in India similar to that. Now point number 5. Who will provide the labor? After land, there is a question of labor. Who is going to labor or physical work? After land, labor is the next necessary factor for production. Farming requires a great deal of hard work. Much hard work is needed, much physical work is needed. Small farmers, along with their families, cultivate their own fields. Now, small farmers, they cultivate their own fields. Those are having their own land. Thus, they provide the labor required for farming themselves. Medium and large farmers have bigger lands, so they cannot do all the work, so they have to hire farm laborers to work on their fields. Who might they be? They may be the landless laborers or landless people, those who are living in the village. Let's discuss. Identify the work being done on the field in the picture 1.6 and arrange them in proper sequence. Proper sequence means which work is done first and which work is done afterwards. Now you have to arrange as an activity these 6 figures. So which will be the first one? It will be sowing of seeds, plowing of land. Yes, plowing of land. From the left corner, first figure. Then second figure will be sowing of seeds, that is below that. Then the next will be on the right side, that is spraying of pesticides on the grown plants or crops. No, it will be the work done by the bullock carts. Then fourth will be that sprinkling of pesticides, and next to it will be the traditional method was bullock cart. The new modern technology, that is tractors, are doing these things. And the last will be harvesting or cutting done by the farmers. This is how the sequence of agriculture might be there. Farm laborers come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. Those who don't have any land, they will work for bigger landlords on the bigger fields as farm laborers, or families cultivating small plots of land. Those who are having less land and they might have to work elsewhere. Unlike farmers, farm laborers do not have a right over the crops grown on the land. Now they are only laborers, so they don't have any ownership over the crops grown on the land. Instead, they are paid wages by the farmers for whom they work. They are salaried or paid wages daily for the work they are doing. And wages can be in cash or in kind of example crop. They can be given in cash, or the crop grown can be given to them for their wages. Sometimes laborers get meals also, sometimes food is also given in between. Wages vary widely from region to region, but this standard is not there for paying the wages. They may vary, they may be different from region to region, from crop to crop, from one farm activity to another, which are the farm activities, sowing and harvesting, etc. There is also a wide variation in the duration of employment. The working hours may also differ. A farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis. He might be employed on daily basis, daily payment basis, or for one particular farm activity like harvesting, only for one type of activity of farming, that is harvesting or plowing, etc., or for the whole year. So there are various types of employment in the agriculture sector. Now one conversation is given between Dalla and Ramkali are among the poorest native of the village. Means they are not having their own land. Let us see their conversation. Now Dalla, he is saying, it is difficult to find work these days. Only the large farmers hire us, and that too for very limited number of days. So large farmers are engaging them in their work, and not for the whole year, only for a limited number of days. Then next he is saying, we have tractors for ploughing, harvesters for harvesting, threshers for threshing. So machines are there. So manual labor is not needed. So many days they are without work. Even for removing weeds, weeds means unwanted plants or unwanted things which grow with the crops, along with the crops. Some farmers spray weedicide, that is pesticide. So work is less for the laborers. I owe the local money lender rupees 2000 to survive. He has taken a loan from a local money lender for rupees 2000. I had taken rupees 1000 last summer when no work was available in the fields. How much he had taken? Principal amount 1000. But now with the interest it has become 2000. How will I ever repay? The amount he is not able to pay, with the interest it has doubled. So he is worried how he will pay the amount and the interest and everything. How will I ever repay? I hardly earn enough for 2 square meals. मीन्स 2 टाइम का भोजन भी वो अच्छी तरह से नहीं कर सकता है, 2 टाइम का खाना भी नहीं खा सकता है, तो फिर वो बाकी की रकम जो है वो, या जो उधार लिया हुआ है ब्याज से, तो कैसे चुकाएगा. नाउ रामकली, शी इज़ ऑल्सो इन कॉन्वर्सेशन. Ghanshyam, the large farmer, has just bought a harvester. Harvester means for cutting of crops. It is harvesting time. Harvester machine is there, thresher machine is there. Different types of machines are there for the agriculture. So we are going to get even less work during the harvest season this year. Now as machine is there, manual labor is not required, machine will do. So harvesting will be done by the machine. The work which was done previously by such type of laborers will not be available now. She will be jobless or no employment will be there for her. Last year I worked for less than 5 months in the whole year, and less than 5 months she had worked for the whole year last year, but this time maybe lesser than that. This year I will have to look for work in the brick making unit in Raiganj. So additional work she will have to do brick making clean, that is called brick making clean unit in Raiganj. She will have to work apart from this agriculture work. My situation is not much better. She is in the same we can say ગાડીમાં છે કે પેલો પણ દેવાદાર છે, उसके पास भी पैसे नहीं है, इसके पास भी पैसे नहीं है, तो मेरी कंडीशन कुछ ज़्यादा अच्छी नहीं है, ऐसा वो उसको बताती है. ड्यू टू पास्ट डेट द मनी लेंडर्स रिफ्यूज टू गिव मी एनी लोन. और पिछला ही अभी तक चुकता नहीं किया है, तो जो मनी लेंडर्स है वो फ्रेश लोन या दूसरी लोन देने के लिए भी तैयार नहीं है. सो दिस इज़ द कॉन्वर्सेशन बिटवीन दला and Ramkali. So explanation is given. Dalla is a landless farm labourer who works on daily wages in Palampur. This means he must regularly look for work. He must look for work regularly because daily wages. Every day is paid. Next day work might be there or not. The minimum wages for a farm labourer set by the government is rupees 300 per day. March 2017. But Dalla gets only rupees 160, that is half of it. So exploitation of them is there, labor exploitation is there. As there is much unemployment in the village, heavy competition for work is there. So people are ready to work for less among the farm laborers in the Palampur. So people agree to work for lower wages, that is definite. Everybody will try to get work, money is needed every day for different activities. So even for lower wages, those who are unemployed will be ready to work. Dalla complains about his situation to Ramkali, who is another farm laborer. Both Dalla and Ramkali are among the poorest people in the village. You might have understood the conversation and the situation in the village. Let us discuss. Why are farm laborers like Dalla and Ramkali poor? Second, Gosaipur and Majoli are two villages in North Bihar. Out of total of 850 households in the two villages, there are more than 250 men who are employed in rural Punjab and Haryana or in Delhi. So North Bihar population, it is people they are, but they, out of 850 households in the two villages, there are more than 250 men who are employed in rural Punjab and Haryana or in Delhi. Why? Because they are not having enough work. Mumbai, Surat, Hyderabad or Nagpur, various cities they have to migrate to for work. Such migration is common in most villages across India. Why do people migrate? Because they don't have any work, but for income, for their livelihood, to sustain themselves, to live alive, they have to work. Can you describe, based on your imagination, the work that the migrants of Gosaipur and Majoli might do at the place of destination? What type of work is available in cities or urban areas where they are migrating? This you have to imagine. I think you know the answer. Now we will stop here today's lecture and continue tomorrow. Hope you have understood. Go through the lecture as it is recorded and try to answer the questions which are asked. The homework is also there. 15 objectives in a mix you have to prepare as told earlier. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.